I stood there in my white dress, heart breaking into pieces. The church was full of friends and family, but he was gone. No note, no call, just empty space where my future should be. My name is Mara. I am 32 years old. I live in a cozy apartment in Toronto, Canada. The city is big and busy, with tall buildings and green parks. I work at a small coffee shop near the lake. Every day, I serve hot drinks and smile at customers, but inside, I carry a heavy secret from my past. 2 years ago, I was ready to marry Lucas. He was 35. He had kind eyes and a warm laugh. At least, that is what I believed. On our wedding morning, I woke up feeling light, like my life was finally falling into place. I had the dress of my dreams. My friends helped me with my hair. My mother cried a little because she was happy for me. I thought it was the best day of my life. I did not know it would become the worst. When the ceremony was supposed to start, the priest looked at me with worry. People whispered. My aunt tried to joke about traffic. I held my bouquet so tight that my hands shook. 10 minutes passed, then 20, then 40. Someone went to check on him. Someone else tried calling him. I remember standing there, feeling like the air was disappearing. I kept telling myself that he would walk in, that he was late. Maybe he lost his phone. My mind tried so hard to protect me, but he never came. One of his brothers found his phone on the kitchen counter in our apartment. His suit was gone. His favorite jacket was missing too. The truth fell on me slowly, like cold rain. He had left. Not just the wedding. Me. People tried to comfort me. Some cried for me. Others tried to turn the sad moment into a small party, to stop the pain from swallowing me. I sat later that night on the bathroom floor in my dress. My makeup was gone. My hair was a mess. I stared at the wall and felt like my body was not mine anymore. The next day, his mother came to my apartment. She looked broken too. She told me he had reconnected with someone from his past, a woman he dated years ago. They had met again only a week before the wedding. I remember her voice shaking while she spoke. She apologized over and over. She said she never imagined he would do something like that. I listened quietly. I felt nothing at that moment. No anger, no tears, just emptiness. Months passed, 3 of them to be exact. Then he called me. His voice was soft, almost careful. He said he was sorry. He said the other woman had a child and the child was his. He said he wanted to be with them. I think I only said one word. Hello. My mind was so numb that everything around me felt far away. I hung up and cried for hours. But after that, I felt something strange. A quiet space inside me that was ready to heal. My friends helped me through the darkest days. They pushed me to go to therapy. They brought me food when I forgot to eat. They made me laugh when laughing felt impossible. Slowly, life began to move again. A year later, I packed my bags and left Canada for a fresh start. I moved back to Toronto only recently, but the time away had changed me. I felt stronger, a little braver. I thought the past was behind me. Then one night, I opened my phone and saw a message request. It was from Lucas. My hands went cold as I read his words. He wrote that he heard I moved back to Toronto. He said he would be in the city next month. He wanted to talk, to explain what happened that week before the wedding. He said he hoped he was not overwhelming me. I stared at the message for a long time. My heart felt strange, not broken, not angry, just unsure. Do I need closure? Or am I opening a door that should stay closed? I did not answer. I turned off the phone and sat in silence, trying to understand the small storm building inside me. I woke up the next morning with his message still on my mind. It sat there like an old photograph tucked in a drawer. You forget it's there, but when you see it again, the memories rise fast and sharp. I made a cup of tea and opened the curtains. The sky was gray, a soft, quiet gray that made the whole city look slow. I stood there, watching people walk below my window, wondering if any of them were dealing with something like this. Maybe they were. Maybe everyone carries a story they try to hide. I kept thinking about what I should do. My therapist once told me that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to look at the past without losing yourself again. I tried to hold on to that idea, but my heart felt confused. Later that day, I met my friend Naomi at a small bakery near the streetcar stop. She saw my face and knew something was wrong. She always knows. We sat by the window with warm cinnamon rolls between us. She said, "You look like you saw a ghost." "In a way, I did," I said. I told her about the message, every word of it. She listened without interrupting. When she finished, she leaned back and took a deep breath. "So, do you want to see him?" she asked. "I don't know," I said. "Part of me wants to understand what happened, but another part of me is scared. What if I regret it? What if it opens old wounds?" Naomi nodded. "Only one question matters. Are you strong enough to face him without losing the progress you made?" I sat with that question for hours after she left. That night, I finally answered his message. I told him I didn't know if meeting was a good idea. I wrote that I needed time. I kept it short, simple, safe. He replied the next day. The message surprised me. He said he was sorry for how he reached out before. He said he hadn't been honest about why he wanted to talk. He explained that he wanted to tell me the truth about that week before the wedding, the final days, the fear, the choice he made, and why he ran. His words felt heavy. I didn't want to feel pity. I didn't want to feel anything, honestly, but I could tell he was struggling to say what he needed to say. There was one line that stayed in my mind. He wrote, "I understand if you never want to see me, but I need to take responsibility for what happened." Responsibility. That was a word he never used before. After 2 days of thinking, I agreed to meet him. We met at a quiet cafe near the waterfront. The room was warm inside, with soft lights and the smell of fresh bread. I arrived early and sat near the window. My hands shook a little, but I kept breathing slowly, reminding myself that I had survived worse than this moment. He walked in a few minutes later. Older, thinner, his hair had more gray. For a second, I felt a small twist in my chest, but it faded quickly. He sat down and looked at me with tired eyes. He said, "Thank you for coming." I nodded. "Just say what you need to say." And he did. He told me about his past, about things he had never shared with anyone, about a fear that grew inside him until it swallowed his voice. He said he panicked the week before the wedding, that memories from his childhood returned, that he felt trapped. He said he had been diagnosed with avoidance PTSD. He said he was in therapy now. He said he wished he hadn't hurt me. I listened quietly. I did not cry. I didn't get angry. I just listened, like someone hearing a story from a stranger's life. At the end, he handed me an envelope. He said it was everything he owed for the wedding, every dollar we spent. I didn't open it there. I just took it carefully. He stood to leave first. Before he walked out, he said, "You deserved better. I know that now." When he left the cafe, I felt something I didn't expect. Relief, like a door finally closed behind me. I walked home slowly. The air felt lighter. The city looked brighter. I knew then that I was done with that part of my life, truly done. Sometimes closure doesn't come with answers. Sometimes it comes with seeing the past and feeling nothing but peace. That day, I knew I was free.
What would you do if you were in Mara's place? Would you sit down with your ex to hear the truth, or walk away and protect your peace? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you like stories like this, remember to subscribe for more English stories. Key vocabulary from the story are panic, envelope, numb, responsibility, and quiet. Panic, to feel sudden strong fear. Envelope, a flat paper cover used to hold a letter or money. Numb, a state where you can't feel much, often after pain or shock. Responsibility, something you must take care of or accept. Quiet, calm, with little noise. Lesson of the day. Closure. Closure means ending something to find emotional peace, feel complete, and move on. Example from the story. Sometimes closure does not come with answers. Sometimes it comes with seeing the past and feeling nothing but peace. More examples. After the argument, she needed closure to stop thinking about it. Talking to her old friend gave her closure about the past. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share. You can watch the next story here or explore our playlist for more inspiring stories. And don't forget to subscribe. More interesting stories for learning English are coming soon.